Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading that operates on a whole different level. First of all, it's audio. It's not video, which means it's boring for a lot of mindless people because they got to see pictures, because they can't imagine things. They can't create pictures in their mind. They've been dumbed down by the technology so much that they're simply bots going through something that they call life. This is the tarot reading for people who can think, for people who have imagination, for people who want to manifest. This is not game playing. I'm not doing stuff so that I get more likes and get more subscribes and all that kind of good stuff. Most of the readings that are done with astrology or are done with tarot or any of the predictive stuff is aimed at attracting people. That's the game. That's mass media. That's the internet. So they'll say stuff and do stuff just to get your attention. Doesn't mean a damn thing. There's no value in it whatsoever, except it makes you feel good. But it has no element in reality. This is working to improve your imagination so you can manifest better, with one caveat. Work within your destiny. All of us have one from the time we're born, or maybe in the womb. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out. It's not important. But I've done astrology for 50 years. I've done tarot for probably the last 10. The reason that I chose tarot over astrology is I don't want to get into the predictive mode. There are 8 billion people on the planet. I cannot possibly expect to connect with the all 8 billion. It's just not going to happen. Too many variables. The other thing that I'm focusing on is inspiring you, if the message resonates, if the energy imprint resonates with you, to get you off your butt and get you moving forward. Your life situation will determine how these messages work, but they're solid energy readings from right now. And if you take a look at the world around you right now, the energy is not good at all. In fact, it's very destructive. And coming up on the 8th of April, we're going to have a major eclipse. You're probably already feeling it now as I'm recording this. We're having the new moon or full moon or one of those two. I get confused sometimes. Should have looked before I started doing this, but a little sloppy, I guess, today. Nevertheless, the energy is there. You can feel it. You've been feeling it for a long time. Most people have been scared. One, because it's flipped their worldview. Everything they thought was true, they found out is not. That scares them. That freezes them. The other thing is they don't know what to do. So what do I do next? They're overwhelmed. That's why I'm here. Not for my ego, not for the likes and the shares and the subscribes. I'm here to inspire you. That's my number one job. So let's get to it. Middle card, it's the Oracle card. Today it's Between Worlds. The number up in the upper right is 3. When I am doing the Manifesting Tarot, I am not looking to predict. I am looking to focus in on the current energy. You determine whether or not it fits your life. If it does, go like hell. I mean, run. Do it. If it doesn't, put it on the shelf. A week or two down the road, you may find that it fits. And the 3 says we're lining up for something. This is not like regular tarot where you go, oh, 3 must be a third party. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with you. Manifesting tarot has to do with you. So the 3 is aligning mind, body, spirit, mind, body, spirit, mind, body, spirit. Those 3 parts of any human being very often are not in alignment, and that's what creates difficulties. Not that your life is going to be perfect, not that your life is going to be easy. Life is a 4-letter word. It ain't easy. That's not what we're going for. Align your mind, your body, your spirit. You will need that kind of energy. And once you align those, you will not be stuck between worlds. The reason you are stuck between worlds is that your mind, body, spirit are not in alignment, which is exactly the plan. We'll get to that in a minute. The meme for today is you can rise up from anything. You can completely recreate yourself. Nothing is permanent. You're not stuck. You have choices. You can think new thoughts. You can learn something new. You can create new habits. All that matters is that you decide. Take responsibility for yourself. You decide. Don't let them decide for you. And for you to be able to decide correctly, you need to have your mind, body, and spirit lined up. Otherwise, you're stuck in the middle of pea soup. I mean, there's nothing, you can't see, head down. You're lost. Let's go to the reading. All the way to the left, we begin with the Seven of Cups appropriately. Cups, very often when you do tarot, have to do with love. When we're doing manifesting, say that the cups have to do with attachment. Usually emotional, certainly, but there may be other kinds of attachment. Attachment that is significant enough that you're kind of trapped. So the Seven of Cups shows this guy looking at 7 different cups, and each one of the cups is filled with something different. In other words, choice. Choice. Choice is not a bad thing, providing you are the one who is coming up with the list of choices. If anybody else comes up with it, it's a manipulation, more than likely. And the more choices we have, the more confused we become. I know this because I'm married 30 years. And I remember on several occasions, but one time in particular, my wife had been looking at a pair of shoes. This was back in the days when you got newspapers with advertisements in them. And she saw this one pair of shoes and said, man, that's nice. And so I got the color. I know exactly what I want. This is going to be perfect. I said, okay, well, anytime you're ready, kiddo, let's go. So we went to the store. The minute she gets to the shoe department, she sees the shoes that were in the newspaper advertisement. But she sees other versions of that shoe and other colors of that shoe, and all of a sudden, she's overwhelmed. She can't make up her mind. Well, it was a long and drawn-out process, if you've ever had to deal with that with women, because they do take their shoes seriously and they take their fashion seriously. But eventually I worked her to a point where I said, look, you came in here for these. We can always come back at another point. Yes, I know they're on sale now, but you came in here with a clear vision of what you wanted. Let's get that and then give yourself a chance to see how the shoes fit, see how the shoes really look. If you like them, we can always do it again. So the idea of Seven of Cups having so many choices that you're overwhelmed is a reality, and that's what the world today is. They're throwing stuff at you from on the internet. They're creating wars. They're creating pandemics. They're creating this and that. It's all to manipulate you. It's all to confuse you. And it's working pretty damn well. However, enough time has passed that people are beginning to figure it out. Not everybody yet, but people are beginning to figure it out. And there are people coming to the front that are coming up with ideas how we can change it. It's up to us. In America, we have a government by, for, and of the people. Well, it's time we start acting like it instead of acting like sheep. But as long as you're under the influence of the Seven of Cups, this multiplicity of choices, you ain't going to figure out anything. Of course, then that means that your mind, body, spirit are not lined up. What you do know from the Seven of Cups is the next card over. You're feeling cheated. Three of Swords. You were told lies. And while you may not have admitted it yet, because this is the flip side of the card, you are beginning to understand, holy shit, they lied to me about everything. Again, that is profoundly numbing for some people because they've lived their whole life a certain way, and all of it's a lie. That's tough. But equally tough is, what now do I do next? What do I do next? So we go to the following card on the other side. Here it is, the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles are things that we value, not money, but love, friendship, health, happiness, gratitude, joy, purpose, peace. And again, we're talking about the threes, lining up your value system, being competent, really looking at what's important to you and why, not because they tell you, not because that's, in fact, whatever they tell you, do the opposite. It's what you feel in your mind, your body, your spirit. That means getting rid of choices. That means accepting the fact that you've been lied to. That will help you make your choices, line them up, so that by the next card, the Four of Pentacles, which has come up several times over the past week, it is critical in terms of the energy from tarot that you get your value system together. Quick. Things are going to happen this year, probably into next year, that will be horrendous. You have to get your value system straight now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You have to make that decision now. By now, I mean over the next month. We get to the eclipse coming up on the 8th. If you don't have a decision, you don't have your value system lined up yet, you may find that you're running into a real crisis. Find out, decide, what the hell do you stand for? What's vital to you? What's important to you? Don't be stuck in the middle of soup. Mental, emotional, spiritual soup. Don't be stuck. That's your choice. Get off your ass and decide, I am going to get clear. I am not going to continue to be stuck between two worlds, which most of us find ourselves in. We can't go back in time to where it was more comfortable, and we sure as hell don't know what the future is going to be like. But if the present is any determination, it ain't good. But you can make the difference. Think new thoughts. Learn something new. You have choices. You're not stuck. Decide. Get off your ass and decide to participate in your own life. You got a little time. Get to it. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow. Between now and the next time you and I do this again, peace and blessings.